Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Elle, and today I'm going to be sharing with you my March TBR. So I'm filming this it's like the Monday of the last week of February, and I'm very excited for March. I have lots of personal things in my life that are happening that are really exciting that I don't want to share quite yet, but I'm excited for March. It's gonna be spring, and I just can't wait. And to read some good books. I've definitely fallen behind on February releases because there were just so many good, amazing books that were coming out this month, and I just haven't gotten to them yet or haven't had time. I've been currently rereading the ACOTOR series for a read along that a couple of booktubers are hosting, and I just got sucked back into that world, and I was just like, I need to continue reading this, even though I've read it like 3 times now, but I just love the ACOTOR series so much. But I have 10 books to share with you, and I'm probably forgetting like some new releases for March, but I'll definitely share those on my Instagram when books are coming out, so definitely follow me there if you don't. It's the same handle as my YouTube. I post fun bookish content and just share releases and just like fun romance book things. So let's get right into this video. The first book I want to talk about is The Duke Most Wicked by Lenora Bell. So I know I put this on my TBR in February, but I just didn't get to it. And I have been really bad this year starting just reading historical romances physically. I've just not been, and I really want to get back into reading my historicals that I love, and this one I don't remember what it's about. Oh, I think, yes, so this is the one where the hero has to help his sisters and himself find a spouse, and then him and the heroine end up falling in love in the process. And I just love Lenora Bell. I have loved this series so much, so I am very excited to read this book, and I just need to sit down and make this a priority. I feel like in February I kind of forgot about my TBR and just went with my mood, which is fine, but I totally like forgot about my TBR and was like, what did I even put on my TBR? Because I couldn't even remember. But I'm very excited to read this one, and I also want to see if there is an audiobook for this. I've read all of Lenora Bell's books that I've read physically, but I want to look into some of her audiobooks maybe. But yeah, I'm very excited to read this one and to get to it this month. The next book I want to share with you is The Words by Ashley Jade. This one is huge, but in March I really wanted to push myself to read some bigger books. I actually have been pushing myself as of late to read bigger books, but I just want to push myself. And this one is a second chance rock star romance. They, I think, were in love in high school, and then he really broke her heart. I don't really know what happened. But now he's in a really bad spot, and she is like the only person that his like team, and he is a rock star, that think will get him out of this rut. And so she agrees to do it to help him out and be there for him, and I think they fall back in love, and I think it's very angsty. But I am really excited to read this one. A lot of my friends love this book, so I'm excited to give it a shot. The next book I want to talk about is The Serpent and the Wings of Night. I have put this on my TBR for January, February, and December now, but I am going to make it a priority to get to it in March, and I just feel like I feel sometimes a little overwhelmed by how many good books that I really want to read, and then I get a little like overwhelmed. I'm just like, I feel like I can't read all of these, but I think I just need to not put so much pressure on myself. But anyways, this one, our heroine is human, and she gets found by, I think, these vampires like in the woods, and so her father adopts her, and he's like the vampire king, and she has to now go in these like trials, I think, or something. I don't really know why she has to go through these trials, but that the hero is also in the trials, and they have to like work together, and it's like a slow burn fantasy romance. And the second book in the series is coming out in March, so I really want to get to it before March. The first book and I also got the first book in her other series, The Daughter of No Words or Worlds, which I'm really excited to read because I've heard a lot of good things about that one, but I'm super excited to read some more fantasy. I feel like ACOTOR is totally putting me in the mood for fantasy romances, so I think I am gonna really love picking this up in March, hopefully. The next book I want to talk about is Hate by Tate James. So I have a lot of her audios on Hoopla, so I thought I would just add one of her books to my TBR for this month. I think this one oh, okay, so this is the Madison Kate series, and I think it's like a motorcycle romance, reverse harem / why choose, and I think she is like the leader of the motorcycle thing. I'm not really sure, but people love this series and the other series by her, like the 7th Circle series. I don't know what that one's called, but I just have been putting off reading her series for so long, and I don't really know why. I do really enjoy Why Choose romances, but I haven't read one in a while, but I'm excited to read this one and start binge reading her series on Hoopla. The next book I have is Beneath the Wreckage by Catherine Cowles. So this is the last book in the series that I need to read to finish it. I honestly don't know what this one is about. It says, it was supposed to be a summer we'd never forget. Instead, everything was stolen from me. The best friend who was more like a sister. The innocent way I looked at life, leaving me with only unanswered questions. Returning to the island is a second chance I didn't know I needed, and Hunter is a surprise that knocks me sideways. There's a hurt in him that calls to my own, a strength I find in sharing our scars, igniting a spark that turns to flame, but someone isn't happy about the world I'm building for myself, and nothing will stop them from tearing it all apart. Ooh. That sounds really good. I've heard this one is really, really sweet. And it's a small town romance, suspense, and I just love Catherine Cowles and really want to cross the series off as reading it all. So I am excited to get to this one in March. This next book is a new release by Liz Tom Ford, The Right Move. This is about Indy and Ryan, and he is a basketball player, and I think she just broke up with her boyfriend, and I think they have to like stay together, or, oh, okay, I think they are gonna fake date maybe. I loved Ryan in Mile High. I think he's so funny, and Indy is just hilarious, and I feel like it's very gonna be like Grumpy Sunshine. It says, but when the team's general manager vocalizes his blatant disapproval of my promotion to captain, referring to me as an unapproachable lone wolf with no work-life balance, I can't think of a better way to convince him otherwise than pretending to date my outgoing roommate. So I think they're roommates, fake dating, Grumpy Sunshine. This one's a little bit shorter than Mile High. This one's 411. The Mile High was like around the 500 mark. But I feel like I want to read this one on my Kindle. This book is in Kindle Unlimited, and I feel like I read a lot faster on Kindle Unlimited and on my Kindle, so I'm just really excited to read this one. I love Ryan and Indy, and I can't wait for their story. The next book I have is Little Lies by H. Hunting, which is also Helena Hunting, and I've heard this is a really good angsty college romance, so I think they were like best friends when they were younger. Maybe it's a little bit of a bully romance. I'm not really sure. I can't remember what it's about, but I think either like he left or she left and the other person got really angry and upset and really blamed them maybe. I don't know, but I've heard very good things about this book, and I really want to listen to the audio because people say the audio is really good for this one, but I really want to try some Helena Hunting books. I've never read from her, and I feel like this is a great start, so I'm really excited to get to this one. Next book I have is The Frat Boy by Nikki Sloan. So I did not get to this in February, and I really want to read this for like just a spicy, fun time. So both of them, the hero and heroine, are rivals, I think, in college, and something happens where they're both having like frat parties, and they both get shut down and they need money or something, and so both of them go to this house where they can audition to be in adult videos, and they have to act together, and they start having this really insane chemistry and really like being together, but then off screen they like hate each other. So I'm really excited for this one. I've heard it's very, very spicy and just a great time, and I've really liked the 2 books I've read in this series so far, which is The Doctor and The Pool Boy. I love The Pool Boy. It's one of my favorite romances. It's just such a fun romance. So I am very excited to get to this one, and it's pretty short, and I am ready for some spicy times. The next book I have is Powerless by Elsie Silver. So this came out in February, and I am dying to read this one. It is a friends to lovers romance, small town. Maybe it's Second Chance. Well, actually, no, I don't think it's Second Chance. But she is getting married to somebody, but it's an arranged marriage, and I think she finds out that he's like cheating on her, and so she decides to run away from her wedding with the hero. And he is a hockey player, and I think she's a dancer, maybe a ballerina, I think. And I think she's always pined after him, and him for her, but they've never crossed that line. And I'm just very excited to read this book. I loved Flawless and Heartless, and I really loved seeing their like relationship start budding in Heartless, and so I'm just dying to read this one. Everybody's saying it's amazing, it's spicy, small town. I'm so excited to read this one. So this is the second to last book, and this is A Court of Wings and Ruin. So I've already read the whole ACOTOR series, but I really wanted to do the read along because I also just wanted to see stuff and like Easter eggs for future books, and especially like Crescent City. So this one I'm excited to reread, but I'm mostly excited to reread A Court of Silver Flames. I absolutely loved my experience with reading this book. I love Nesta and Cassian so freaking much. They're one of my favorite couples, and I think I love them more than Asriel and whoever he ends up with. But I am like so excited to reread this one, and I got this special cover. It's like this black cover. The original is like orange, I think, orangey color, like with the scheme of the others in this series, but I'm just so excited to have this and to reread their story. I just love Nesta and Cassian so much, and I just love this ACOTOR reread. I'm having so much fun rereading these books. I'm right now I'm on A Court of Mist and Fury. I'm like halfway through, and I'm just absolutely loving it. And yeah, so these are the last 2 books for my TBR. But I am so excited for March and to read some really, really amazing books. And hopefully read a lot of historical romances. I need to get back into my groove of reading them physically. I've been reading a lot of them on audio, which I've really been enjoying. But I just want to get back into physically reading them. I don't know why. I just haven't been, but I'm so excited for March, and I want to thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you guys soon. Bye.